like to talk to you about the city budget that passed on December 17th. There's a couple of big decisions you should know about, one of which was around the tax hike for next year. Council eventually decided on a 1.91% tax hike for 2022. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty modest. It comes after 2 years of tax freezes in Edmonton. And when you look around the country at other Canadian cities and other cities in the Edmonton region, it ranks as one of the lowest, if not the lowest, in Canada. So that's important to remember. My concern, though, is around some of the long-term spending that Council committed to. In particular, Council decided to borrow more money, to add on some debt to pay for a couple of recreation centers. And this includes a big one, a $311 million project in the West End at Lewis Farms. Now, the community's been waiting a long time for this facility, at least a decade. And when I talked to Mayor Amarjeet Sohi, he said, look, we can't keep the community in limbo any longer. We just need to make a decision and get on with it. And Council did that. This was the year to do it, they said. My view, maybe this was better left waiting another year or two. Just given the uncertainty out there, we are still in a pandemic. Omicron is upon us. We do not know the long-term projections around recreation center usage. And to ask people to start paying more debt servicing costs in the years ahead, to pay more taxes for that, for something that is perhaps a bit of a luxury at this point, I'm not sure that the timing was right on that. I think maybe waiting until the city's finances were in better shape might have been a better idea. The second big contentious issue at budget was around police funding, and specifically Council's decision to freeze police funding this year instead of next year, and then devote those extra funds to social service agencies and programs to kind of tackle crime and poverty and homelessness and mental health and addiction through that avenue rather than through policing. That was likely coming at some point. We knew that this was the key recommendation of Edmonton's Community Safety and Wellbeing Task Force, and most of Council seemed to see that this was the writing on the wall. The question was whether this year was the right year to do it or next year. My feeling was, again, Council should have waited a year, in part to give the police a little more time to kind of absorb this financial hit, but more importantly, because we just don't have an integrated, coordinated plan for how to spend this money that would have gone to police. We have a lot of social service agencies out there who are working hard, but not necessarily working efficiently, working together, working in a coordinated fashion, sometimes working at cross purposes with each other. And until that's on the table, until we have a coordinated, integrated plan of how that money should be used to get the biggest impact to address these core issues with Edmonton's homeless population, issues of poverty and so on, it just feels a little premature to be sending all that money into that arena without a coordinated plan. That's my 2 cents. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the issue. In the meantime, happy holidays. I'll see you in 2022. Thanks so much. Take care.